Yeah, I think outsourcing is amazing.
I get your point.
Here's another episode of Guess the Word.
Hey guys, welcome to a very new segment of Rcruit Asia. It's like literally 180 degrees away from the other segment, which focuses on like freelancers. Now we're gonna talk about the other side of the spectrum. We're gonna talk about clients.
Oh, I love that. I love meeting some clients. Not
We are
now.
Client's perspective.
client's perspective. So hey, this is Ruri. Again, hey, you guys may or may not know.
You know what?
I co-found Rcruit Asia. This is Tim.
Hello.
Tim's one of our managers. Also helps a little bit with hiring. Has experience with freelancing, and yeah. Chris, our video editor, lead video editor now, and graphic designer.
He's
has
everything.
been freelancing since how many years?
Since 2022.
For 3 years now. And Joseph's our HR guy.
2 years.
Yeah, it's been for 3 years. Yeah. So really the podcast title is called Outsourcing 101. How it works and why it's a game changer. Though we already know this.
Yeah.
It's been there for a while. Years actually. 10 years now. Or maybe even before that, honestly. Way back before outsourcing has been, is now on the internet. Like previously, before it was really like business meeting between foreigners. You're gonna come into like Philippines or India. Really, basically, revolving around like Asia countries.
Which is.
So,
Why do you think Asia?
Oh, I mean, client's perspective? It's cheaper.
cheaper. Yeah,
How about
generally.
Zimbabwe, bro?
Also English proficiency.
Okay.
So those are the two key metrics.
What's funny with Zimbabwe?
No, bro.
Anyway, what is outsourcing? So when people hear generally outsourcing, they typically think that it's
Call center.
call centers. Yeah.
Immediately call center.
Yeah, because honestly, it's the root and foundation
Yeah,
of
because
outsourcing generally.
quite common associated BPO automatic call center, because the discipline that people are the usual job discipline they're doing is making calls. So a lot of people assume BPO call center.
I mean, technically speaking, call center is outsourcing.
I didn't argue on that. Yeah, I was reinforcing in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not only call centers.
But
One
there
of the big examples of outsourcing are also food companies, or for example, soft drink companies. When you take a look at the packaging or the bottles,
Yeah.
sometimes the bottles of this drink is made by Coca-Cola or
Sure.
something. Because there are companies of, for example, soft drink companies that are already established. They can already produce how to package their own bottles.
Right.
Therefore, other soft drink or drink companies just outsource them to produce the bottles.
Yeah, like with other things too, like say phones, right?
The parts.
Yeah,
The
the
parts.
parts.
The assembly.
The process.
Assembly of it,
Doing
yeah.
it. They also outsource that.
So no, in the word itself, outsourcing is typically, so you have a company, right? But then you don't have the capacity to hire
Or
someone.
let me call it that, machine. I think more of cost efficiency, I guess, or
Yeah, that's one word. That's one factor of outsourcing.
Very
But
important.
generally, like you outsource because like, I guess okay. So for example, right? There's you own a sales company, and you have like sales agents. You're really good at producing sales agents, but then you don't know how to do customer service, right? Instead of learning how to do customer service, you're now gonna hire an outsourcing company or like a company that knows more about customer service than you do. So you either hire internally and then you train them, or that's the point, because like there's you either hire someone internally and train them, because obviously they'd be part of the internal team, or you find somebody else outside of the
also that experience.
with Yeah.
Okay.
So it's typically what outsourcing is. On a bigger perspective, we're not talking about like call centers, you know.
Yeah.
Food companies.
Yeah, food companies, retailers, etc. Second question is who is outsourcing for? Is it only for big companies or can small businesses benefit too?
I mean, we are benefiting too as a company as us, right? And I think it's both. But we're gonna consider the volume of the volume of the company. I think people who are in a bigger company will benefit more as a cost effective.
I
ways.
think as long
I
as
mean,
you
I
are,
assume it's
as long
quite
as you need,
evident.
I think even small businesses can
Yeah.
like you can hire a VA for X amount, you know, and it's
Outsourcing has
tasks.
never been like really, you know.
I mean, if we're sorry,
Yeah, that's fine. No, I was gonna say like because of marketplaces nowadays. Though Upwork number one is Upwork because they started 7 years ago. They were Odesk and now they merged and now they're Upwork. But they started like a revolution. I guess it has something to do with the pandemic, anyways. But because everybody's working from home, you know, people instead of like locally sourcing talents, we're now able to reach to other countries.
And the pandemic improved that
in a safe and secured like manner.
Yeah.
Like there's a middleman which is Upwork, and so
and pandemic proved that it's viable. None of us thought before that.
so like even
Well,
prior
it
to the
reinforced
pandemic,
it though. It reinforced it though that a lot of companies moved from on-site to work from home.
Sure, but
Yeah,
that's on.
and-
We're talking
and-
about outsourcing.
Oh yeah, outsourcing. Yeah.
So the idea of outsourcing,
It's way beyond.
Way before.
Way before.
I mean, yeah.
Upwork paved the
production-
way
for-
to like the freelancing
Mhm.
thing,
Yeah.
which Mr. is gonna talk about.
That's a good thing about like nowadays because you know there's a pro and con though. Obviously, we're gonna talk about that later. But like you know nowadays it's definitely doable even though you don't have any idea about what outsourcing is. You can easily like literally look into Google or like YouTube. There's a lot of like bloggers or Rcruit Asia if you want to check that out.
Yeah, the dawn of knowledge. Rice, I guess. We're a mid somewhere.
Yeah.
You won't have to visit a country and
Yes,
find
also.
an agency in that country,
True.
and you know.
Exactly.
Before.
But why is outsourcing growing? What do you think?
I mean, it's
This is a really hot take. I think
what's your hot take, Mr. Smart Joseph?
let's move this. I mean, this is making me dumber. I think yeah, I think outsourcing is amazing.
I get your point. Laziness.
I thought
but it's not.
because I was thinking that we have at least some sort of dynamic to the conversation.
Sure, like because if you are lazy, right? If you're
Convenience
lazy, then you'd
is-
think, damn, I need to save some time.
Here's how I see it. Laziness is just a professional term for convenience. Convenience.
No, it's not generally laziness. Like it's
See?
for me, it's more about because if you're a business owner, you're a client, right? You're a startup founder. You want to hire somebody that's smarter than you.
Of course. Instead of learning it yourself, right?
Not necessarily. Obviously, you still have to learn something about it, so at least you understand how it relates to the business model itself. But generally, you know, founders, especially if they're a startup, right? They may or may not be wearing a lot of hats. Marketing really is, you know, are already gonna take. From me, just speaking out of experience, marketing is gonna take 70% of your time, but it's not just marketing. You're gonna have to like take care of your customers, your sales, etc. So if that's something, you know, just looking at that perspective, you really have no choice but to like, you know, outsource and find somebody to help you generally.
Yeah.
But that's how I see it at first. That if you don't know how to do it, hire someone else to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the rich mindset.
Or not essentially say that's one thing. If you don't know how to do it, hire someone else to do it. Or
At least have some idea.
if you're
so,
preoccupied
but-
with something and you have to do other things but you can't, just hire someone.
If for me, I see
So-
it. The reason why
It's more cost effective. It's freelance.
No, I think the reason why outsourcing is becoming very common, or it's growing, it's getting more trendy. I see it as like a chain reaction, pretty much. It's because of regular employees or people who wants to apply for a job is looking for something that is more convenient, not because they are lazy or anything, but it saves time, it saves money, because most of us realistically we want to work from home, you know.
Sure.
The hassle of commuting outside, going to the workplace, you know, I think that's one of the things that affects it.
Sure. Well, yeah. For
Although
sure.
like working from home, cost effectiveness is really just benefits of outsourcing. Generally, like, you know, outsourcing in itself is already a benefit on its
And
own.
it's a nature as well of the job that they adapt to what most people needs or what most people want. You know,
Yeah.
so if they notice that most of the applicants are looking for a work from home job, and they will look for ways to, you know, be hybrid, something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I see why it's
That's a merit for sure. But there are also, there is obviously a need. There are a bunch of clients, right?
Yeah.
In say in Upwork, and so it's just extra opportunity for people. You know what I mean? And you don't have to go to wherever
Yeah,
to
True.
get hired. You just do it
Alright.
online.
Now we're going to talk about benefits of outsourcing. We have cost savings, access to global talent, scalability and flexibility, and focusing on your core business.
Philippines and India are the focal point. It seems as
True.
here.
Yeah, it is.
It became the focal point of BPO, I guess.
Yeah. Because of our proficiency with
Minimum
Easy.
wage
Easy
generally
English.
is like, did you know I'm just gonna just say something about the flexibility and access to global talent, which I definitely
I
appreciate,
agree with that.
because like you don't really get a lot of updates. Like, yes, there's news and like there's like social media, but there's still something about talking to another person, you know, foreigner, and understanding what they're going through, cultural differences, and learning something new every day
Oh,
because you're talking to a different, you know,
that's a gratifying
Learning.
experience.
the different perspective in life, you know. It's even not just work related, just experiences generally.
Cultural experience. Yeah.
That's the
personal
fun part
experience.
of it. And you don't want to talk to
I had Japanese students because I was teaching
Banzai.
English to Japanese students.
What?
Yeah.
When did this
ESL.
happen?
Back then in ESL. And there was a student who told me it's weird. They have weird like holidays in Japan.
Are we allowed to talk about it?
No, but
Okay.
again, it's a bit okay. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
they figure it out, you know.
But the main thing though is like cost efficiency. That's why Philippines and India is like really the main, you know, because it's just adding to what I said earlier, which is, you know, understanding cultural differences. Apparently in America, or correct me if I'm wrong, like comment down in the comment section if it's true or not. But what I've heard though is like your minimum wage. The minimum wage in America is like
$19.
$5 an hour.
I
No, for like customer
Like for
service.
everyone.
yeah.
That's luxury.
No,
minimum
actually,
wage.
seven
I
yata,
Seven.
$7.
I don't know. Like,
I heard somewhere it's somewhere around
17.
15 to
Yeah.
17.
I mean,
I've
there's
heard on
always
fast
ChatGPT.
foods.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You can Google them. I don't know if it's right, but somebody told me it's $7 like generally.
Regardless, for me,
For
that's a
beginners.
luxury. That's a luxury for me.
But like yeah,
It's like $7.25 an hour.
$7.25. Yeah.
We're wrong.
So
We
if
stand
you
corrected.
so then if you do hire somebody from the Philippines or India, $3, $4 an hour is already like
It's cheaper.
You can feed
it's
a lot
like
of family.
50% off of like
And the skill set is not that far away. You know what I mean? I mean,
Sure.
you don't know like. I mean, skill wise, it might not be as effective as a $7 one, but like for the price, you know what I mean?
True.
I'd argue.
I'd argue, yeah. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, just in case, the skill,
I mean, so-
skill might be lower.
Pros and cons is like, so if you do hire somebody from your own country, like US, right? If you hire locally, obviously since that person lives in the same vicinity, they already know the culture, so they can speak.
It's easy to connect as
Right?
well.
You can talk to, they all already know the slang. They already know how to talk to people.
Sure.
Versus hiring, outsourcing,
Sorry.
you save. Though you could train that person and be able to work with them long term, which is on the longer,
I'm sorry.
talking,
My bad.
talking about it long term is that they have pros and cons. So I guess it's up to you, right?
I personally hire someone. I outsource my business if I can afford it.
I mean,
on people I
a
trust.
local person will know how much the minimum wage is.
Oh,
in
but
that
it's
area.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's true.
Yeah.
They probably, that's true. Because if you train them, obviously, like they would experience. And oh my god, I'm not sure if I can. Because like for example, in the industry today, like just based off of clients I've already worked with, on that like $7 per hour, and the mentality of the Gen Zs currently. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's true.
Michelle, I just found out you're also Gen Z.
What?
You're also Gen Z.
I'm Gen. Me?
You're Gen Z. 1995,
Or Gen Zs?
Gen Zs.
Well,
Okay.
1994 are millennials.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Anyways, there's like the cancel culture. There's like the, just there's a lot of.
Are you
trends.
saying this mainly Western thing?
Western, yeah,
Cancel.
generally.
Okay.
But versus like the culture in Asia, wherein we're more of like long-term based, right? And loyalty is like really instilled within,
Although I think that thinking is already evolving, as a lot of Gen Zs stuff like that.
more we're becoming more
Ambassador of Gen
westernized.
Z.
They're
But I
more.
think if you compare though the rate, so if you hire a Gen Z in the Philippines and you hire a Gen Z in America, you're paying $7. You're paying
Oh,
$4.
definitely.
$4 an hour, and then the Gen Z, like the Asian Gen Z, would probably last for like 2 years versus
I'd
like
stay there for my life.
Gen Z in America could work for like a year base. I'm not sure. Or
No,
then you have
with
to
$4, you can afford loyalty more than that. Is that a bad thing to say? It may sound bad.
It's
but
definitely something
yeah.
to consider.
I mean, that's all.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, anyways. So moving on, common misconceptions about outsourcing. Outsourcing means low quality.
This you could
Not
outsource.
necessarily.
You could insource inside your country, and you could still get this.
I mean,
result.
outsourcing requires a lot more resource in terms of training.
Sure. I mean, not necessarily.
This doesn't usually reflect.
But training should be refined.
Because you have to train, even if you're not outsourcing.
Depends on that's true. Even if you're not, if
Even
you're locally
senior level.
sourcing,
Yes.
you still have to train them.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of like business models, and they may have a different perspective, especially if they're customer facing and they're not trained for that. You really have to because you have to know how to talk to your, because you know what I mean, like business, like retails, right? Food industry, customer service, BPOs. Even though they're all customer facing, they have a different way of like talking to customers, right? Do you agree? I don't know.
There's like different skills.
Yeah, of course. You have
A
to.
security guard will say a different thing.
Of course.
A cashier guy will say a different
What do
thing.
you mean? What is that? Sorry.
I mean-
got lost in my own thoughts.
I mean, even you're customer facing. If
Sure.
you have a different role, you have a different approach. to
Yeah.
Different devices.
Different speed, if you want
Yeah.
to call it that.
Maybe not.
Are we on
Probably-
the same?
I understand. Yeah.
I feel like
sorry.
we're-
Probably sorry guys. Maybe more on the fact that yes, they're all customer service, right? Because all those like industries, you have to like be empathetic. You have
Yeah.
to
Build rapport.
be polite, respectful, whatever. But the brand itself, you have to really. It's branding.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to learn more about that. It has something to do with how you would, place your brand versus the others. Like say, okay, fine. Nike,
Yeah.
right? Their branding is, if you think Nike, you're not thinking of the shoes. You're thinking of the sports,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I'm saying. So if you
Oh,
thought
yeah.
Nike and Adidas, right? And they both have custom, like they're gonna talk to a customer and who purchased maybe the same shoe from the same company, and talk about refunds, whatever.
Now that we talk about this intro, I don't know if this has any value in this conversation, but here's what I noticed is like people will buy stuff from you if they like you, even though if they don't
Sure,
look,
yeah.
if they don't need the things.
That's
That's never.
branding.
That's exactly what branding is, and that's wild to me because I saw a lot of people. You know what? I like you as a person, so I'm gonna buy something from you. That's wild to me personally.
Yeah.
Just to reinforce the branding thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't think so. Okay. Sorry, going back. It doesn't necessarily mean, low quality. I guess, but that's why you have to choose your talents. Outsourcing it doesn't mean that you just hire somebody.
Yeah.
You still have to learn. You have to do background checks.
Which
you have
are hiring process these days are quite like double than before when it comes to difficulty of passing. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. But
That's
there's
really
a
hard.
lot of applicants.
Undergrounds.
There's a lot of applicants.
We have a lot of that. People are, of course, as we grow old, right? This new generations, they become better than before. So we have a lot of talents
Yeah.
and scarcity of job.
Yeah, like I get where the stigma is coming from. Like if it's from a different country,
Yeah.
you know,
Inferior.
the materials used are of lower quality. But you know what?
I follow that.
Steel is steel, bro. Silicon is silicon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I
But
mean, we
steel
all
is
learn
steel.
the same stuff in our
Still,
schools,
silicon,
right?
silicon, leather is leather, but depends who weave that is what
Depends
I mean that's
the quality is what comes.
Sure. Okay, but then if you think about it, raw material wise, right? Say I'm going to treat like us or like I'm going to treat
I mean,
people
we are
as raw. Let's say
raw materials.
agent, like a local agent versus an outsourced agent. Raw materials, right? The things they know, it's probably not far from each other,
Okay,
right? The
that's what-
things they learned in school, yada yada yada. I mean, there's probably say English is probably less because it's our it's our second language versus the first, but that's something that you consider, right? Like cost wise, is this worth it? Like
What lose you money though?
Yeah.
Obviously, it is definitely steal if you hire the right person.
right. So there you go. So
There you go.
find the right person.
Laborious process of selecting the right person.
There are gems, you know. You can definitely
Gems,
find
you know,
diamonds in
might
the
be in
rough.
front of
Diamonds in your eyes. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Might be in front of your
Aladdin,
cameras.
though. Okay.
Might be in front of your camera, guys. I'm not saying anything, but
All right. Next is it's only for large businesses.
I'll definitely
Misconception.
Definitely.
That's a misconception.
Yeah, that's a misconception.
I mean, back then probably. but
Probably.
Now with
I mean, you
with the
won't.
advent of
Sure it
freelancing.
is, because just in the absence of internet.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I mean, the only outsource you do is you outsource your.
you go to
chickens,
you go to a
eggs.
country. You would use what happened previously, like way back was like what I said earlier. Foreigners would come to like Asia and they would like build like a company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like physically build a
physically,
company.
yeah.
That's how it used to be.
Right now you can't. You don't need to do that. You can just like post a job on Upwork. You can
and there's
hire,
already an established company who's gonna do that for
True.
you, the job for you guys.
you could hire yourself.
You
from
can filter. There will be a bunch of applicants. You can hire a person that's gonna filter
Mhm.
your applicants. You can filter them yourself. It's up to you.
Mhm.
You can
You can interview.
filter it after you already filtered it, so just make sure
You get extra
the
filter.
gems are refined.
Filter the filter.
You can even build a makeshift, group on yourself. Because when I was
Although
working,
there's a okay.
What do you mean like a makeshift group?
That sounds.
it's
it sounds
because
dubious.
when I was working in a call center, another outsourcing, we have separate teams.
Sure.
We have team 1, team 2, team 3, team
Right,
4.
right.
So team 1 to 5, it's all Filipinos. Team 6 to 10,
Oh.
it's mix of British and Indians.
So segregation.
So it's like three nationalities from 3 to 4 different outsourcing companies that are
Oh,
swapping.
fighting for a
Yeah.
plate. Oh.
No, not fighting on a. We're working cohesively.
Oh, okay.
They're just different teams.
I thought it's segregation or something.
Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, I mean, so I guess generally, just to wrap that up, so you're not, so the cost of, so it's not only for large businesses, because like the cost that's from like way back 10 years ago, like from about $100,000 is down to like zero, because you literally don't have to pay for a job post anymore. You don't have to travel. You just
You don't
like to
have to-
hire online.
People on the mall handing pamphlets. They have this online, right? It's
Yeah.
YouTube for you to that.
And both like on the same spectrum, like both on the client side and both on the applicant side, because they don't have this. Well, technically they do this like the internet, but like that's already like part of the
Your needs. It's definitely more convenient. Yeah. And cheap.
Last-
Less expensive.
misconception would be it's complicated and hard to manage.
Well,
What do you think?
there's semblance of
50-50 on this.
50-50.
Yeah.
Because you can't be always optimistic on things, as it hampers your ability to perceive
like,
conflicts and truthfulness.
For you mean client's perspective?
perspective.
You can just hire managers. You can hire an agency and talk to just one person.
Oh,
that
yeah.
person will manage the entire thing for
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a thing.
It gets easier to manage though.
Yeah, if you boil every relevant information to one person and you just have to listen to that, I think that's a lot of, you save a lot of time and resources.
It's just usually like
That's-
CEOs and executives
Oh, yeah.
do.
They just
So they just have like secretaries like
they just
do-
condense the information and pass it up. Oh yeah,
VAs now. Not
Random.
secretaries, it's not
it's
VAs.
VAs.
EAs.
So yeah, it might be difficult to manage if you're gonna do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
but
But if you want to though, yeah, there's like really that's a really good experience, because like at least, especially if you're starting out, and value cost is definitely important when you're just shelling it out of your pocket. There's value to just hiring for yourself and trying it out, and at least you would be able to like filter exactly what you're looking for. But if you do need help, there's a lot of agencies that you could partner with, and yeah, there's a lot of like podcasts that you could
yeah, like us.
no, shameless.
No, but but also like there are tools. Like it's easier to manage teams now.
Yeah.
There are a
But
bunch
it's
of
true,
tools you
yeah,
can use.
AI tools,
AI tools.
bots.
Yeah, Slack, Notion. You can.
Sure.
There are a bunch of like just
Organizing
learn
tools.
one. Yeah, or like team. What do you call them? Team management tools. Learn one. You know what I mean, and then
Yeah.
go from there. Try it out. If not, just hire a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, just hire someone who can do it.
Okay. So type
Outsourcing.
Yeah.
section number 4 is types of tasks and roles to outsource. Number 1 is virtual assistants.
Yeah.
Do we need to explain that part? I think we already
that's-
explained that a
that's-
million times.
Sorry, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's already been there.
Provide-
Customer support.
But I mean, I gotta say though
Okay.
that like there's really no small business, because like even I've seen teachers, like professors hire VAs for like
Sure. Yeah.
organization. So it's not professionals, right? So it's not really. It's that widespread, and VAs are really that flexible, because they could go from one industry to another. It's basically the same thing, anyways. Like
VA roles will never run out. So are VAs.
VAs are great. I should probably hire a VA myself.
The VA within a VA, bro.
Because my life is in chaos right now. How about
VA's
organize my life?
Parang
Set a schedule
Hitman's
for
bodyguard.
That's what they
Like,
You know, yung VA.
si Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah.
okay,
That's
well, next is
interesting.
customer support.
I mean, yeah, that's
really.
bugbog sa atin.
So
Customer
VAs,
support is
VAs are generally. Do you guys think that VAs are generally for like small businesses versus bigger businesses?
No,
Or
I think
it doesn't
small
matter.
scale.
Small scale.
Small
business.
scale.
That's what I meant.
VA.
These small scale tasks. You can't manage an entire company if you're a VA. So probably if
No,
there's a
like-
CEO,
No, it's still classified as a VA, but it's an executive. VA.
executive, yeah, that. Sure. You work
Okay.
with executives.
Customer support.
Customer support.
Or
If you have a product,
Yeah.
Been there, done
a
that.
service.
Customer support. Got
Sales.
beaten up a lot of times. In
Oh,
this.
sorry, sales is not customer service. Never mind. Next is marketing and social media, which is like becoming really widespread currently because
If
social
you don't,
media. Exactly, you know.
if you don't have social media presence as a business,
You're like missing out
you're
a lot
lacking
of
out,
like.
yeah, opportunities.
This is me.
This is
Marketing
us,
team.
right? Whenever you interview someone and ask them, when did you first heard, or where did you hear
When was the
Rcruit
first
Asia?
time?
Yeah, and then they will all say Facebook or.
Yeah.
You need to have presence.
And whenever somebody applies to you, especially via chats, they will check your page and then look at the contact information most of the
Yeah.
time.
And like this is established of trust as we are speaking, we're sentient, we're actually real
We're
thing.
not
that-
AIs.
Yeah,
We
we're actually
are-
real thing. Like look at my hands, it's fine.
Not androids.
It's fine. So it's actually it adds another depth and layer for trust, like two-factor authentication or something.
Well, marketing though, like because you know TikTok nowadays,
TikTok, yeah.
even it's just in the gaming community or like Pokemon channels. I love Pokemon. But yeah, so
Shout
like
out.
shout out. Like,
Collectors
Did you say
Rare.
shut up?
Shout out.
Yeah. Because even micro influencers, micro like businesses, like they can even sell their own, their products on TikTok, make it, very, what's the word? Oh my god, I'm like, that-
Enticing?
No.
There's another episode of Guess the Word.
What do you mean?
Make it.
Complete the sentence, mystery, and then just say blank.
So if you get a million views, that's already.
And they can break
Profit?
No.
break through.
Break.
Break out.
Oh, see,
If you make a lot of views, that's already a
Views.
Bang.
Hey.
Trendy, there's
Yeah.
another word from
A viral.
Marketing.
viral. Yeah, viral.
I can't
I won.
I totally forgot about something like that. But yeah, viral.
Get viral, and then that's gonna make or break your business.
Although that sometimes it's one hit wonder as you go viral once and you might not be able to replicate the same magic.
But you
No,
do
that's
get
why
a
there's
lot of
marketing as
followers.
well.
Okay.
Because like for example, there's this trend in TikTok wherein like say their mom or their parents or like their grandparent, and then they would say, my grandma put up this like trade show event or
Oh, they promote.
or a book, but nobody came.
Yeah. Guilt tripping.
No, sympathy
Sympathy,
farming.
sympathy farming,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
A lot of restaurants do
within
that.
24 hours, they get a lot of like, they get a lot of views.
Because after that, you're gonna close the shop because you got break even. You're already break even.
My TikTok is a lot more
Crowdfunding
degenerate,
to
shall I say.
You
Ah,
just
yeah,
have to
crowdfunding.
flex.
That's not there.
All right, next
Go
is
fund me that now.
GoFundMe. Tech and development.
Oh yeah.
Fun fact: ITs are the most outsourced in the past because it's very difficult to locally source ITs. So generally,
So
what
now-
the company did was they would outsource it to a different like city, and then they would ask that like person to move locally. Because that's why you have to like
That's why most of the most of the plots in the movie, when the character is IT, they will say they have to move out for college, because that's how IT.
Is that it?
Yeah, bro.
I don't remember.
Look for any other. Look for
I don't-
every character that
They have to
leaves
move
their
out
hometown.
main character moment.
Yeah.
They have to go to Cambridge to study.
They have to go to
MIT.
Cambridge,
That's
MIT
different.
for IT. They're
No,
IT.
like, because those are like the diamond league. I mean, that's why you have to.
Alright.
Kami, if you're here, you have to go to CDM.
All right. Next, project-based versus ongoing outsourcing. Should businesses hire full-time remote employees or just outsource on a project per project basis?
Depends
That
on their
depends on
needs.
you.
Their needs. Depends on your needs.
But
Yeah.
you could though. You could hire project
If
based.
you hate talking to people all the time, project based.
No, you can do it
Okay.
either way. I argue that if you want it to be less, if you want less maintenance, it's probably ongoing. I don't know. Like there are merits to both.
there are pros and cons.
If your product is short term, you just
Well,
want to
there
market
are
something.
projects like social, like website design.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
like
project,
graphic
okay.
design.
That's
It's a
not-
project, yeah.
No, but
So you don't
I think
really need
your
it.
disadvantage as a
But if you need it recurringly, you might want to
you
just you know,
hire.
Well then, yeah, I mean, but it's still generally though, you don't need to hire the designer. You can just ask for like a per
Yeah.
item thing, right?
Yeah, you can.
the raw materials.
Exactly. So whichever is more cost effective for you.
Or what works for you.
But though full time definitely is the way to go, because obviously since you already trained,
Yeah, you're gonna waste resources if you
Resources,
project
yeah.
if you're gonna have to start over, explain everything again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's much more advantage on going outsourcing.
all right. Segment number 5 is finding and managing outsourced teams. So number 1 is where do you find reliable outsourced talents?
I wonder where we find
Oh my
those.
God.
What are you watching,
Sponsor
guys?
us, come on. We've already mentioned you millions of times at work.
I thought I was thinking us. I was thinking.
Recruit Asia. Sponsor me, Recruit.
I mean, there are a bunch, but yes, Upwork is generally where you find.
Yeah.
Upwork, freelancer.com.
Yeah,
But you need some human touch in it, like an actual
freelancer.com. Yeah. Where do you post our stuff this week? Where do you find clients? Because that's probably where they should
Generally,
be at.
you could find us on Upwork too.
LinkedIn.
Oh, we're on
See?
Upwork. Oh, we're the top
LinkedIn.
20. Top 20.
Yeah, we're top 20
Top
like
20
last
call
year.
centers.
Not to
Fast-
brag, guys, but
fast-
we're on the top 20s.
It's not that much of a bad deal.
International.
Top 20 over 25.
12 out of 25.
Yeah.
So we beat how many people?
Okay, so no, they just show top 25.
No, they just show the top 25.
But there are-
There's
You
a
can be
lot.
trusted,
A lot.
reliable,
Yeah.
good-looking people. Is that part of the survey?
Okay, but
No,
branding
no, they're
aside,
just saying
yeah,
it's
Upwork,
Upwork
freelancer.
and freelancer.com.
It's our hub. It's like our.
There are a bunch more. There are
You
a bunch
could
more.
still, yeah, you could do Facebook, but like,
Yeah.
Facebook is kind of like
It's less
It's a
secure.
wild west.
social media. Or
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yes.
The black market. I was about to say the black. Facebook is like
It's a
the
wild
black
west.
market.
It's like the tundo of like
You know, they don't get the reference from.
It's like, what, Detroit?
Yeah, no, bro. Jesus.
No.
What
We love
are you-
it.
What are you
Okay,
saying?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
No, what? Stop.
Okay, okay.
Albuquerque.
Okay.
Rename these states now.
Just say black market or something.
That's-
Renegade. Okay.
Next.
Better term.
okay, what's it?
How do you vet and hire the right people?
Mm-hmm.
You hire someone who
What
does that.
qualities?
I mean, for an HR's perspective,
HR's perspective.
I'd hire people based, of course, quite evident experience, right?
I imagine that depends on the client. Like, do you?
Of course, you have to conduct a lot of tests, interviews to understand if there's a longevity in this person, if it's worth to invest in this person.
Sure.
I think that's the most important. As long as, go ahead, sorry.
No.
No.
But yeah. Okay. So I just want to say this first, and then the first thing I probably imagine we should do is for the client to list down the qualifications that they want,
Of course, they have to be
because
specific.
you don't necessarily need an experienced employee. You don't
That's
necessarily
a
need
good point.
certain skills. It's up
You
to
have
you.
the building blocks or the foundational skills.
Figure out what you need, and then maybe talk to an agency. Tell them this is generally what you need. I prefer it because you know what I mean. Because there are people because experienced employees are more
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah, that
right?
makes sense. That's which is why I was about to talk about the point.
Okay,
Thank you.
sorry,
No.
Continue.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was about to say. It's like there are people who have hard inexperience, but you could feel like train them a bit. You could polish them a little.
Yeah, train them.
They could be better even as they have equipped with latest things, information,
Sure.
new curriculums or whatever they're teaching at schools. So there are merits,
Yeah.
both. But unless you're hiring for a, never mind. I lost the train
I
of thought.
imagine what you want to prioritize is behavior. Like
I'd second.
core skills like
Discipline.
discipline,
Work ethic.
reliability, their work ethic,
Attendance.
more than yeah.
Mm.
And I think lastly is the cost efficiency.
I mean like yeah.
I mean, I would argue
To be
otherwise.
fair,
honestly.
I'd pay more if I get the good quality things. I'm the kind of
What
person.
about you, Mr. Yuri?
I would. I was just saying. I would disagree otherwise because like that doesn't really. That won't make sense if they don't have stable internet and stable.
Oh yeah, you make sure those are good too. You know what I mean?
Come on. You can't hire a person who's really good at everything and they use prepaid, bro. This is the
Stable computer, and they're on the flood, like
and
They're in a dead
environment.
spot.
spot.
They call those dead zones or
I
something.
know. It just
Doesn't
came out
have-
of nowhere, man.
They live somewhere in an island.
They're the best. They're the best F in IT, bro. But then you can only talk to
I
them
don't
like
have a
once
computer
a
at
week.
home. I'm an IT, I don't have computer at home.
Oh my
I
God.
code through my head.
I mean, yeah, you look for
Brownouts every other day.
Yeah.
Blackouts.
Oh my
every
God.
other day.
Which is why we don't have brownouts here. I don't need to brag.
We have a.
We have two-
We have
gigantic
industrial level industrial
Generator.
Industrial
downstairs.
grade generator downstairs.
Over.
Anyway, Missy, sorry.
Alright. Okay. How do you manage remote teams effectively?
Mhm.
I guess we already
Yeah,
talked
I
the
guess.
about
tools. Yeah, the tools.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Hire
Monitoring
someone
tools.
to do it.
Monitoring tools.
Yeah. Slack. What else? Discord.
What do you call that? Prime Central.
CRM.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Monitoring tools.
Sure. But also just make sure you hire the right people.
Yeah. You don't want to hire lazy people.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. You have to make sure that you hire people doesn't really need to be monitored at all times.
Okay, that's the good
Micromanage.
People with integrity.
People
It's
actually
true.
do their job, not even that. No, people who actually do their job. Those who doesn't.
efficiently.
Yeah. Who work because the boss is there.
True.
Just because the boss is there. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Oh, and then though if you do, however, need to do that, like if you really do need to micromanage, if you're that's somebody that you really have to see what they're doing, there are a lot of like time tracking tools.
Sure.
Upwork has it. So if you hire
them.
somebody from Upwork, comes part of the plan or not really plan, comes part of the package.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna charge you like a percentage apart from what you're gonna be paying the freelancer, and then you could use like the time tracker within the platform, and then they also have like the communication tool, so you don't really need like CRMs, so you could just use that for whatever communication you need, as well as like Zoom is already integrated. So that's a really good like platform if you guys want to look into that. Or if you want to do it, if you want to create a system yourself, there's like CRMs like what Joseph is saying, or you can hire an agency. So it's really like three.
Agency will do everything for you without those hustles. Actually,
True.
you don't have to buy it. Everything will be like served on a golden platter with lobster steaks, potato thing.
Potato, mashed potato.
Mashed potato.
The golden platter.
Yeah.
So
Wagyu steak. Yeah, all you have to do is eat.
Oh, I'm
A1,
starving now.
A5. Which is better?
What's that? Kopenberg, bro? A1.
No, they call that A5.
A5.
A5. I don't think there's A1, bro.
I think A5 is the highest.
It's peak.
It's,
Peak Wagyu, bro.
it's a god's butter, bro.
I haven't tasted it.
I don't know. I don't know what it tastes.
But what about cultural differences in communication? Like what about time zones?
Yeah, that's one of the things that you need to adjust with.
Yeah,
your
sure.
time
You have to expect it.
Yeah.
But most of the time, though, like Asians, like we're pretty used
You know
to
what?
like,
That's
regular
the advantage of Gen Zs.
I was talking
Gen
about
Zs
that
do
culture
not
about-
sleep. They do not. Chris, these people Gen Zs do not sleep. Like they pass out, but they do not sleep at night. If you want to hire at night,
They don't.
hire Gen Zs.
One thing about Gen Z is they don't sleep proactively.
Yeah.
They sleep if their
They're
bodies
tired.
are giving up.
You know? No, tell me I'm lying though.
Oh my god.
Although, humors aside, you have to find people who can work at night. Like, how are you gonna test that?
It's a
like,
skill.
like you're gonna hire a person, stamina, endurance challenge. The first one to fall asleep,
Well,
we're gonna get eliminated. You're gonna hire a person.
but you have to. Well, you could hire somebody with somebody that has experience working graveyard shift.
Yeah, just, yeah.
There are call centers naman. And then
Most of them actually.
Time zones people are generally flexible with. I think the only thing you'll have issues with are cultural
differences, I guess.
things.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Because they may say one thing, and it might mean that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Might mean a different.
I guess it
There
comes
are
with
also
English fluency.
cultures who are quite stern with a lot of things,
And
you
slang.
thought they're just being casual.
It's like, yeah, but there are also certain concepts. Like for us, bro, like we call our friends bakla, or we call them like, oy bakla, ganyan.
Yeah.
Or we call people
You could
like,
just
oy
call-
adik ka ba?
Yeah, you can just.
I mean, like you can't call. but-
Hey, gay!
Yeah,
that.
like, we won't
Hey,
do that.
addict!
It's us.
It's our
it's a
culture.
cultural-
Yeah.
I mean, you don't talk like that in front of a client.
I guess it goes both ways. Because, like, for a client, you could, like, say, you could say something that the freelancer may or may not understand. So, you know, you could explain it though.
Yeah, which adds layer to your relationships a lot
and
of
then
times.
at least they already know next
Oh,
time they understand
balut.
the slang.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Balut.
Balut.
Balut is like duck egg.
Duck egg.
Remember Rainian naming a file?
Oh my god.
That's what I'm talking about. Jesus. But yeah, there's
Especially that too.
Yeah.
Jesus, that kind of expression. It could
Oh,
be offensive.
it's
Yeah.
Western.
It's Western,
Oh,
but
sorry.
no. I'm saying it's the culture.
I'm Canadian.
The culture is really malleable as it,
Yeah.
or
But it's something you can learn as you go.
Yeah, as you go.
But probably
It's
cultural
an
differences.
interesting
It's kind of something to do with personality too, right?
Good thing our melting pot.
It doesn't mean that we're Asians. Doesn't mean that we don't understand Western.
Yes.
Yeah.
Western
Which
slang.
is the advantage in us.
Generally do.
Here?
People who don't.
Here in Rcruit Asia, we're the melting pot of different cultures.
That's why, like, oh yeah, thank you for the reference. Like, that's why, like, people generally hire somebody from the Philippines because we're so westernized.
I mean, they
Compared
compare.
to-
Sorry.
No, you're not wrong, bro.
What?
You're not
No,
wrong.
like-
Yeah, we had a business with Americans before, right?
They
we
compare
we
us.
had businesses with
Oh my god.
with Europeans,
My-
Americans, and
My
Asians.
YouTube, like, content right now is so Western. I'm ashamed of it. Not ashamed.
All brain rots. Scooby-Doo's Sigma balls.
Oh my god. You know my nephew's been
Yeah.
singing that for like a week.
I was singing that.
A week, bro.
I was saying that, and I just
They don't
blurted
know
that
what?
one time.
Oh my
I just
God.
blurted it one time, and they kept singing it, and it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
sing
one
it
more.
every day.
Okay,
Anyways.
anyway, we understand memes.
Yeah. Thank you, internet.
Thank you.
We are now.
We are not happy.
Globalization.
Alright.
We're not happy. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Thank you, internet.
What do you
are
mean?
not happy.
What do you
We
mean?
are
I'm,
brain
I'm at the peak happiness of my life.
Alright. Real world examples and success stories. So, case studies. Can you share examples of businesses that successfully scaled using outsourcing?
I think you had to be the one to speak this.
Oh.
I don't want to say anything wrong.
BPO definitely.
I'd say like
We have
probably
exploits in life.
like Apple, like Tesla. They
Yeah.
outsource
I mean,
their
probably
stuff,
like,
right?
basically everybody.
Everybody,
Yeah.
you know what?
Verizon, you know,
Everybody
AT&T,
outsources things, bro. You
Microsoft.
don't create things on your own. You buy it somewhere else. It's outsourced. Out, not in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon.
I mean, does that make sense?
I mean, there are
Apple
companies that are full of.
You mean they're just ecosystem? That you
Like
can
it's
use
part
everything on their own?
part of their branding is that they
Outsource.
they no like say I'm not sure, but there are certain car companies that are like, we will never outsource.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We will always
Japan.
create our products.
Japan.
Germany.
It's a really
Like
good
Ford or
example,
something.
actually.
You know what I mean? Like,
Always local.
yeah.
Something like
Support,
that.
Yeah.
support,
Support local.
There's support.
We grew up, we established
This is
ourselves in
one-
America.
No, wait, can I
We can't do that.
cut this off of you.
We can't do that.
Ford is 100% American. You know what I mean? Cut it.
You forget your gun.
Freedom.
Lessons from outsourcing failures. What mistakes should businesses avoid when outsourcing?
Ooh, I think being involved in politics.
I think it's
They wouldn't care about our politics.
they're so hooked into outsourcing that they outsource even though for the things that they don't really need to be outsourced. They are overexpending to the point that there's no
They're not
point
expending.
outsourcing.
That's advantage to
They're
us, though.
not like spending a lot because they're outsourcing.
Yeah,
I
makes
guess.
sense, makes sense.
Whatever.
What are
Pitfalls are probably not
Ah,
hiring the right
leaks.
people.
Leaks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Leaks.
Leaks.
Security leaks.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. 100%. I guess that's the biggest con. You have to make sure your data is secure.
And which is hard if you're gonna hire people individually.
Yeah.
If you're international company, you outsource your job, but you hire people individually instead of hiring an agency, which they have, which everything happens more on them individually.
Yeah, so you have to preemptively secure everything. Like, yeah,
I think
NDAs, non-competes, like
your
they're-
contracts.
Yeah.
Ruin their lives if they do
I
something.
think it's a good idea to outsource everything but your security
Yeah.
measure.
I mean, you don't put your source code
Yes.
outside, bro.
Yeah. But
Oh.
some companies might do that.
Yeah.
Also, maybe consider how employment laws or job laws of
Yeah, make
said
sure to
country.
read on labor laws.
yeah.
Labor
Yeah,
laws.
GDPR.
What is that?
Euro,
What's that?
yeah.
It's GDPR is a euro. I think it's what
No,
does it
like,
stand for?
say
Like
some
customer
countries.
privacy.
General Data Act. General Data Regulations Act.
Is that really a thing? Which
it's a-
that might sound like made up.
There's like customer rights tsaka employees rights.
Oh.
Yeah, consider
Consumer
like-
law.
But you
Consumer.
if you're freelancing now, it's definitely.
I think we're not covered by the
And it's
international
obviously-
laws.
Yeah.
But hey, we're law-abiding citizens. Don't make
Philippines-
illegal here.
Yeah, Philippines generally, we're pretty lax with freelancing. Currently, there's no security over, freelancers.
Protecting the
Unfortunately,
both,
it goes
protecting
both
both.
ways. Since there's no premium.
But
hired
people
freelancing.
strives to clean things up, to make the job more accessible to everyone by, of course, doing things
Yeah.
clean, right?
No, all I'm saying is, consider that certain holidays you have to pay extra.
Yeah. For longevity na rin.
Yeah, longevity,
just to,
of course.
for your employees.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Closing. All right. Call to actions. Call to actions. Final thoughts. If someone is thinking about outsourcing for the first time, where should they start?
I mean, boys.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I
God.
wonder where.
I wonder.
Top 12.
Upwork.
Upwork.
Bartholomew.
But
Upwork.
also,
Oh, come on.
If go to Upwork, you look for recruiting.
yeah,
That's it.
or find whatever.
Maybe. By the way, the
That's
spelling
pretty
of
good.
recruit
They should-
Asia,
they should-
it's we have to fix that this recruitation is really hard.
You can
Yeah, RCUIP.
Asia.
Yeah, you can look for someone else, but since you're watching our podcast, you might
Come
as
on,
well-
why do you have to go that far?
You might as well.
Not that bad. We're not
There's a
that
link
bad.
down there, just have to click it.
If you wanna try it on your own,
I mean, it won't hurt.
you probably want to start with learning about
The
outsourcing, ins and outs of outsourcing. Better if you want to learn more about the other side of the spectrum, you could check out their freelancing guides so you know what freelancers are going through. At least as a client, you would understand and be able to help them a little bit on how to overcome challenges. Because the one thing that I learned about like outsourcing and working with clients for a long time is longevity is really important. Morale two is important.
And
So-
a symbiotic relationship where both parties benefits.
Yeah. It's true. It's a circle, right? So because if you don't
Ouroboros.
right, if you don't take care of your employees, you're not going to be able to take care of your business. And if there's no business, then there's no you, and then you won't be able to hire. So like,
And it's
just
domino
say-
effect, butterfly effect.
Yeah.
And we're here to help you do all that.
Yeah. If
Just
you
like-
work here, there's no butterfly effect because no dominoes effect because there's no dominoes that will falling down.
Oh my god.
There's like
They're
an
all
entire
they're
playlist.
like the dominoes have glues in it.
Are we overselling
Super
ourselves,
glue.
bro?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
No, I'm saying our dominoes are glues.
Let's just put it like this. It's so good here. I am clocking in at home, clocking, and then I live here.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Alright.
It's so good here. I live nearby. 10 minutes walk.
But the point is,
Oh, yeah.
there are websites, right?
Yeah.
There are
Upwork.
websites, Upworks, yes.
Start there.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe actually it would really help as a business owner or a startup founder if you write it, if you learn your business first,
Yes,
put it on
actually.
an SOP, right? Clearly define what you really need
Yeah.
help with, and then look for options. I think that's probably what I would suggest. And then, so last question is, how can businesses connect with expert outsourcing agencies to get started?
You don't have to. Just click the descriptions down
No,
below.
I'm trying to stop myself, Chris. I don't want to promote ourselves anymore. How about you know what, guys? How about this? We're not gonna promote ourselves anymore. We're gonna let that talk the talk, let the talk, let
It's just
that thing. I forgot to say.
So usually,
Just avail us and see it for yourself.
generally, you post a job on the platforms that we
You do.
specified.
Post a job,
Networking.
talk to people, find
Make
someone you
friends.
like, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Find your check your options, and then just really talk to people and see what
Because there are a lot of like also you should really have to be really carefully with might say something
Yes,
bad.
smart Joseph.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
I have exhausted my brain capacity. I have to go back to being monkey.
Okay, all right. That's basically our topic today. We thank you for listening in.
If you have any questions,
If you have any questions, just comment down below. If you have any,
violent reactions,
really,
Why
like,
would you
if you want
have
to chat,
violent reactions?
if you want to chat,
Yeah.
like if you have any questions, just like
If you wanna talk
reach
to me,
out.
yeah.
Definitely. We're humans. You just like let us know what
You want to talk about any topics? Just,
any topic. If you want us to talk about topics you want to talk about,
yeah.
as long as it's within our scope.
Or if you wanna like join
Podcast. You can
right?
put a camera, a laptop there. You can talk.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah,
here.
we're here.
Over here and you'd be part of the conversation. But maybe it would be interesting if if we
Q&A.
get somebody that's on a different country we haven't really outsourced.
I should have
You
made
can fly
friends
in here.
with that
Oh,
Jamaican.
fly here, yeah.
I should have made friends with
We're
that Jamaican guy
accommodating.
in the bar.
Yeah. We have a highway there.
The traffic kind
private
of sucks
plane can
though.
fit.
Not gonna lie.
Yes.
No, the traffic's not bad.
What do you mean?
It's not bad.
I'm from here, and I know the traffic's bad. You know
if
what
you're
I mean?
asleep, you won't notice it though.
Alright.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, like, subscribe.
Chris.
Hey,
your
Chris.
thing.
Yes, if you are a fan of freelancing business and success stories, then you come to the right place because that's all we do and we upload quite frequently.
Quite frequently.
You know what? Before it's like every 2 weeks, right? Now
Every
quite frequently. We're too busy making money, right?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. The faces.
What they said. Anyway, yeah, like, subscribe,
Alright, thank you guys
Enjoy.
for
Cheers.
watching.
Oh, it's weekends. Huh?
Oh, it's weekend.
Oh yeah.
Happy Friday.
Right.
For you guys,
for us.
the perils of freelancing. The job.
Alright. Thank you everyone.
Alright.
Bye.
Yay.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.